Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session of graphic tutorial. So I'm doing a demo for an e-flyer. This is basically a practical one, like it's something I'm going to be giving out to my clients. So it's not just for uh, teaching teaching purpose. It's a job I'm actually doing. So I want you to follow me through the process. Yeah, I do daily stuff for them for each day of the week. You can see the previous one is for midweek, which is on Wednesday. Now I'm doing that for Thursday. Now let's go through the process together. You see, I'm trying as much as possible to follow the same pattern for the week, like the color theme, the the visual effect and everything. I try as much as possible to make it uniform, but I tweak them on different days, you understand? So this is the one for Thursday. Like what I'm creating right now, it's like a phone interface, a mobile phone interface. You know, they deal on food and they deliver. So all you do is to call. So that's why the mobile phone interface is there. So I'm arranging it to fit in very well. How I created that mobile interface is using a rectangle and my shape tool to curve the edges. Then I duplicated and all that. I think I'll show you the process in subsequent videos. Now I'll type my Thursday, my theme for the day. This is very important. I think this is the subject for the day. So I'm going to use the impact font. It's a bold font because I want the theme to be very bold. This is very important. Arranging your typography the right way is very important in graphic design. Now, let's go. So I'll try as much as possible. Now I'll put a background color because you see the previous day was white background. So today I want it to be a green background. So I fill in the background. I did a color fill there, like used to green, uh, different green mix. So put in the colors for the text. Now you see it's also green for the first parts of the text. And you'll be wondering, why am I using green on green background? Yeah, sometimes if you want to create some form of graphic effect, you do that, but you make sure it's visible. You can see the green I used there is lighter than the one on the background. Now I want to give it another effect. So I copied and pasted the same Thursday inside the Thursday by power clipping an object and then going inside the power clip and pasting it. Now I'm using the effect icon, the effect tool to give it a particular effect through yes, I've given it an effect. Now I'll feather that effect I gave it. We are working inside the text right now, so I'll feather that text so that it to be tiny. Now you see it's now very tiny inside. You can see. I've come out to the main text. This is what appears. So it's too obvious. So I'll have to fade it a bit with my transparency too. Yes, fade it. Okay. I think I'll go back and give it more color because the fading is too much. Yes. Okay. Yes. Because the fading, I need the fading more for the white side. So I had to take the white node the other way. Now I've gotten what I wanted. Yep. It's okay now. So I'll do the same thing, exactly the same thing for delicacies. Just take note of what I'm doing. Power clipped an object in there. Then I pasted what I copied. Yeah. Then I'll go to my effect. Yes. Give it the effect. Well, for this aspect of it, this is just a fizzy. It's not really necessary. You understand? It's just an after effect stuff you can do without it. For those of you that are new, don't let this bother you at all. Don't let this bother you. For those of you that have been into it, uh, you can try it out. If you don't understand very well, you can ask me questions as well. So let's go. So I have to do it 90 degrees because I want it to be straight within the work interface. Okay, let's see how it works here. I try as much as possible to make the text uniform in terms of, you know what I mean, the alignment. Yes. So I use my ruler to gauge whether everything is on the same line. Then I bring everything together. I group all everything together and see, yes, align it with the phone. You can see I try to align it to the phone. You see why I'm painstakingly doing this? Because I'm trying to create a visual balance. Most of you design without checking your visual balance with your alignment. If those are some few little details that matters a lot, they matter. That's what takes differentiate professionals from amateurs. You understand? You can do a very fine design, but if your alignments are wrong, it's all trash. You understand? So it's not about choosing the right colors, choosing the right fonts, and all that. Your alignment is the most important thing in graphic design. And I keep emphasizing on that. Some of you are getting it, some of you are still battling with it, but I believe after this particular class, you will understand. You can see how I am painstakingly aligning it. Now I have to move the text to the left side, to create a better visual balance. People usually read from the left to the right. So most times it's better you start your text from the left. In this case now, that's what I did. But it's not compulsory, but it's something that is worthy of trying whenever you're doing your design because it creates a better visual balance than when the text is on the right. Just try it with any of your graphic design work. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's better too when the text are maybe it's you're working with plenty information, so you have a lot of text on the job. It's better the text stay on the left side. It's always better. But that doesn't mean you cannot do it on the right side or at the in the middle. You understand? It depends on the type of graphics you're doing. It depends on your work. It depends on your arrangement. But it's always better to put your text on the left hand side. Okay, let's continue. So you can see I have been trying as much as possible to create that balance, centralize everything together, make sure everything is well aligned. You see, it has taken me more time. Yeah, trying to get that balance because it's very important. It's a very important detail you cannot afford to ignore. See, now you see there's a proper balance. The space between the phone to the right and the space, as in the space from the edge to the phone from the right, and the space from the edge to Thursday to the left should be the same. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here. This getting, yeah, I've gotten my typography right. So I have to now start fixing other things. I'm fixing the logo now. Yeah, that is it. Try to, you see, you observe I always use my zoom tool. Most of you don't use your zoom tool. That's why you don't get your balancing and your alignment right. Because if you use a zoom tool, you'll be able to see that particular aspect of the work you're doing, that area, that tiny area. You must zoom in to check if what you're doing is working. I always use my zoom tool. I don't play with it. Without zoom tool, I don't think I can even do graphics because it will be very difficult for me. And I use my mouse zoom, that middle roller. Now I'm putting the contact details for the work now because I'm following a pattern. I want everything to be green on this work. This is just like a two-colored work, but it's full color actually. But I just want to have a particular feel this time around, a green feel. So that's why everything here is green apart from the logo and maybe the food that I will bring in. Now I'm going to bring in the food. Yes. I don't know. Although I have a food and drink folder, but it's not appearing on my. Um, it's not appearing. The folder is not appearing on my system, so I have to search it out. Now, let me search food. I'm trying to look for it. I'm not saying it, so I have to search. I don't know why it's always hiding. I don't know what to do. So if you're a computer expert and you know what's going on, you can inbox me and tell me what to do to avoid such a situation because it makes it a bit stressful for me doing search when I'm supposed to go directly to the folder. Now I have to pick delicacies. It's Thursday's delicacies. So what are they going to project on Thursday? The food and maybe drink. They're going to project on Thursday. So I have to copy, go back to my design platform and paste. You notice I didn't use the import this time around because I wanted to navigate and do my search without disturbing my design platform. Now, it is a chicken, um, grilled chicken, and grilled beef. So I'll have to arrange them properly. Now I'm separating them because they came together. So I'm separating them. Now, yeah, I have to now start arranging because it's important you arrange very well. Now cut off the chicken from the beef. Now take the beef down. Now this looks very enticing. You have to get quality images for your flyers, for your e-flyers or for your main flyers. You have to get quality images because that's what will make the work beautiful. If these images are not clear, are not good, are not high resolution, you will have a poor design. Your output will be very poor. So, and you have to do a proper arrangement. Now, I brought in the drink, the deal on tiger nuts. So, this tiger nut milk. So, I use this milk to represent tiger nut milk. Very tasty. Now, I have to now give it a proper arrangement. Yes, I'll fade out that edge that's too sharp so it will blend very well with the background. So I will keep trying to get a balance, a visual balance for the arrangement. Don't always be in a hurry. Most of you are in a hurry. That's why you don't get your visual balancing very well and your alignment. You just want to, all you see is the beauty, the background, the colors you're using. No. First of all, the most important thing is your visual balance and your alignments. If they are not okay, you've spoiled the whole process. Now, this is graphic design. So some people will tell you why you placing the food or so on top of the write-up. There is no actual rule to that. That's why it's graphic design. It's creativity. At least every right thinking human being will know that that is delicacy. So it's allowed to allow your text, your main text, or not those tiny texts that you use as the footnote or information, extra information. The main texts, the bold ones, you can be excused for them to clash with any other object, depending on your visual um, uh, or your concept. Yes, rather your concept, the concept you're trying to create. You must not do it anyhow. It must be fine. It must be balanced. It must follow the principles. You cannot just do it because I said it will clash. It can clash. Doesn't mean you clash it. It depends. It all depends. I can still do it and make it not a clash. So now I'm looking for one extra stuff. Rice. Rice is the main food here. So I have to add rice to the delicacy because there's no day that will pass without them cooking rice. It's just the main food, and that's the most sought after. Yeah. So I've gotten rice and chicken. Though there's already chicken there though. But that one is that one is a grilled chicken. This one is fried chicken with jollof rice. Okay, still okay. So I'll have to put it now. The stuffs are much, so I have to bring the texts down a bit to create space for the items or resources. Now I'm going to properly balance the plate of rice. I'm using my perspective to balance it better. Yes, and let it, yeah. So make sure give it a proper balancing with my perspective tool. They have reduced that one a bit because there's trying to enter the text too much. So I've reduced it a bit. You see, I can even decide to push it back if I want, but I like the way that tomato is hanging on the green text. It makes it look fine. It's fine. It's beautiful to behold. So I have to delete the other stuffs so that I will not overcrowd